Thanks for watching this brief tutorial on express informed consent. Your understanding of this concept and incorporating it into your processes and business solutions is paramount for your business. Here at Dealer Comply 360, we are invested in you and keeping your dealership out of the regulatory and civil litigation crosshairs. This isn't just another year of run-of-the-mill compliance enforcement, it's a reckoning. While the FTC's CARS rule may be dead, states have picked up the ball and ran with it. They have declared open season on auto dealers who are unable to prove their customers truly understood what they signed. For example, the state of California is on the verge of passing their own CARS legislation that mimics almost exactly the FTC's CARS rule.
According to California legislators, our new regulations mean one thing: disclose every fee, every term, every obligation, or face penalties that could put you out of business.
And the state AGs are keeping busy. In a Massachusetts case, a dealer will pay $350,000, which includes $200,000 in restitution and a $150,000 civil penalty. In Arizona, a $2.6 million judgment, and in Illinois, a $20 million judgment against a large dealer group. All related to disclosures and perceived deception. And this isn't just about bad apples. It's about any dealer still using 2010's processes in the midst of today's regulatory hurricane. Remember that the regulators don't care if you harmed a consumer on purpose or by accident. If a consumer feels harmed, your dealership could be the next civil case. And the eye of this storm? Express informed consent. The Federal Trade Commission has defined a couple different kinds of consent. First, we have affirmative express consent. This is defined by the FTC as a clear, unambiguous agreement by the consumer to a specific act, given through a direct action, such as signing or checking a box. Express informed consent builds on affirmative express consent by requiring the consumer to be fully informed of what they're agreeing to, including the nature, terms, and costs. The consent must follow clear, prominent disclosure of material terms, and you have to be able to prove the consumer was fully informed. All rise, Judge Mitchell is presiding.
Mr. Dealer, your customer claims they never agreed to the $3,000 extended warranty. Where's your proof they understood what they agreed to purchase?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have signed documents that show the customer knew what they were buying.
That isn't proof of express informed consent. Mr. Dealer, how do I know you didn't mask the details during the signing, or go so quickly that the customer didn't even have time to think?
Yes, Your Honor, that isn't the way we do business.
Mr. Dealer, I don't believe you. I am ruling on behalf of the plaintiff.
Regulators now demand 3 unshakable proofs. First, active participation. Not just signatures, but proof that the customer knew what they were signing. Did they have time to read the paperwork? Was the paperwork explained properly every time? Were important clauses in the paperwork called out and explained? Second, time to comprehend. No more 90-second signings. Attorneys general want visible review time for the customer to spend as much time as they would like reading the paperwork. Third, plain language disclosures. The paperwork must be explained in layman's terms so that the customer gets a complete picture of what they are purchasing, the costs, and limitations. In the latest Pennsylvania Attorney General memo,
Consumers must be provided meaningful disclosures, not just sign or initial in close proximity to the bolded type.
without these, it's your word against theirs. And guess who juries believe? Hint, it's not the dealer. Take Rhode Island's $1 million add-on judgment. Salespeople said just initial here. Standard stuff that your dealership probably does every day. The Attorney General called it fraudulent concealment, or Arizona's $2.6 million junk fee settlement. The complaint alleges that Spanish-speaking buyers were told fees were mandatory, when contracts actually said they were optional. And Illinois' $20 million judgment. where the AG alleges the dealer group was overcharging and deceiving consumers related to various add-ons. Your paperwork is either a lawsuit magnet or your best sales tool. Compliance should not be a dirty word in the car business. Instead, embrace it. Think of compliance as customer service, and making compliance part of your dealership culture will result in repeat business, customer referrals, and 5-star Google reviews. At the 2023 National Independent Auto Dealer Association Conference, the Federal Trade Commission presented on the new CARS rule they had developed. They talked at great length about the CARS rule, but when it came to express informed consent, they were unhelpful. They said the dealer had to prove the customer was well informed, but couldn't offer a solution that a dealer could implement that would provide proof. It was like they were saying you will know it when you see it. So what's the answer? Let's not keep you in suspense. In our opinion, Secure Close offers a solution that is the best answer to express informed consent. Keep watching to understand why we recommend Secure Close as a necessary tool in your compliance toolkit. At the end of the video is a QR code to schedule a demo. E-sign is a convenient feature in many dealerships these days. Of course, Secure Close has that. However, using only e-sign does nothing to reduce the risk to your dealership caused by miscommunication and misunderstanding. Consistent and complete disclosures are the key. Using Secure Close, customers are guided through the closing by an avatar, allowing the customer to review the closing documents at their own speed. The avatar articulates the noteworthy sections of all the paperwork using scripts that you, the dealer, have created. You put the work in up front to create scripts that educate the customer and mitigate risk to your dealership. You design your scripts exactly the way you want them. The depth and accuracy of the closing no longer depends on how busy you or your staff are. No more human error or he said, she said. The script is delivered exactly the way it was designed every time. At the start of the closing, your customers choose their custom signature and initials, even enabling them to create their signature on their phone. Then they are guided through each document by the avatar. Once the signing is complete, the completed signing with all the documents are stored in a secure vault, and your customer is emailed a link from which they can access everything. And lastly, the entire closing is captured by a webcam so that a litigating attorney looking to make a quick buck or a judge wanting desperately to rule against a dealer can't score points in a he said, she said case.
The Promise to Pay section states that by signing this contract, buyer and any co-buyer are choosing to purchase the vehicle described above, as well as agreeing to the terms of the credit being extended. It states that buyer and any co-buyer are agreeing to make payments according to the payment schedule that appears above.
Secure Close met with the FTC where they demonstrated their product, a tool where the dealer could not only prove the disclosure to the customer, but prove what the customer was doing during the disclosure. The FTC was reportedly incredulous, suggesting that a dealer's ability to prove full disclosure favored the dealer more than the consumer. And such is a sign of the times.
Our chargebacks dropped 75%, and we close more deals because customers trust the process. Secure Close has been a game changer for us. We work to make sure our scripts keep our customer well informed, build in some of our own branding, and avoid any confusion that previously led to bad reviews, BBB and AG complaints, and litigation.
I am sure you will join us in saying this is the one tool that will provide irrefutable evidence of full disclosure and customer satisfaction. To learn more, contact Dealer Comply 360 at 480-285-8227 or scan the QR code to schedule your risk-free demo. Your next deal could be your most protected or your most expensive. The choice is yours.